Back from the break, and what I'm doing now is going to explain some of the things that make up Spanish flamenco music. Okay, historically, flamenco music has been around for some centuries. Okay, 16th, 15th, 16th, 17th century thereabouts. One of the most important regions for flamenco in Spain is the area of Andalusia, and that is near Seville if you want to get the map out. And one of the things that, or some of the things that you have to do when you think about flamenco is of course the Compas, which my first segment was dedicated to. Then we have what we call the palos, all right, or palo, okay, singular or plural, you know, so the palo, which rhythm are you using? Now, Spanish flamenco music is wrapped in the cycle of 12, the Compas, but it also has the typical simple time signatures and the compound time signatures as well for various rhythms. Now, if I talk about the palo, what happens is some of the most important rhythms like a bulerías, a peteñares, a solea, seguirias, some of these rhythms are all wrapped around the feeling of the compas in 12, but we syncopate them and we import hemiolas. That's what I'm going to, the hemiola from Espanola. I've got a technical glitch here with my plug. Anyway, there you go, that's better, sorry about that. Either my ears are too big or the plugs are too small, maybe both. Okay, so there you go. What happens then is that once you have the palos, you have the palmas, which is the clapping, the rhythm. Okay, there's two types of clapping. There's the palmas means clapping, the palmas secas and the palmas sordas. You have the two types. You know when you sort of cup your hands with. So. And I'm by no means an expert. I'm coming at this by a student, as a student sort of thing. Now, the kind of things that you do with that is then you then bring the palmas, the people who or the singers who clap a rhythm and all that, obviously are there as the rhythm section of the flamenco troupe as well as the dancers, and everything in flamenco is so improvised and it becomes so complicated and complex, but it's based on a series of set rules, you know, and things like that. Even down to when you're playing a solea, it has to be in a certain key. You know, if you're playing a bulerías, it's also has to be in a certain key. And when you're doing a solea loosely translates to sun, it's a lament, it's a slow rhythm. And then what happens is that the singer would sing about how things have been so sad or tough, but there's, at the end I see the sun, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So it's a little bit, it's very, I find it very similar to someone singing a blues. You know, we have our rules as well in when we say, let's do a blues in B flat. Just there, right there, the guitarist knows that if it's in B flat, you're going to have B flat, E flat, and F as chords. You know, that kind of thing. And one of the most important things from a harmonic aspect, you'll notice that tonight I've got my triggers back on. And the reason I'm doing that is that so I can start talking a little bit about the harmony of flamenco. Probably the most important harmonic aspect of flamenco is the Phrygian mode. Let me explain what that is. Okay, and you know, basically the Phrygian mode, it's not something that refers to an ex-wife or anything like that. Sorry, but what happens is that you have modes in music. Sorry, that joke put me off. I'm sure it probably put a few of you off there too. But what goes on is when you think in terms of modes, sorry, you have the C major scale, right? The most basic of scales. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We know it better as Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, and so on. Now a mode is where you derive, you get a scale from a different step of the home C major scale or A major scale. So if we go C major and go to the third step, which is E, and then basically play the C major scale from E to E, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And of course underneath it put in an E minor, a tonality, if we're going to harmonise the C major scale. I don't want to lose you here, but if you think of it in the terms of E minor, and you play your normal C major scale, but over E minor, you're going to come out sounding Spanish. It's a Phrygian mode. It's the third mode, okay? Now, I've done many shows in the past of when I've played guitar. I know it's a drum show, but in the past I've done plenty of guitar tips also and all that. And I've done plenty of work on the Phrygian mode and all that sort of stuff. And that is the home harmonic area of Spanish flamenco. It doesn't stay in E. I've got these triggers to F sharp Phrygian mode. To give you this, for probably one of the, would I say, I recently did a show on metal drumming and all that. Harvester of Sorrow by Metallica has a Phrygian mode bass. So that, if you can think of that, that gives you the sound of a Phrygian mode. It's quite a dramatic scale. Okay, so if I work on that. That. And the actual tonality, if you want to think about it, is you have the tonic, the flattened second, the flattened third, the fourth, the fifth, the flattened sixth, and the flattened seventh before you get to the octave. So there's a few flats in there, okay, for those who want to quickly write it out and work it out. There you have it. Now, when I do something like this, I will then, these are the things that you can do to get an influence and to really, bolster up your ideas, get new ideas, and, all this sort of stuff, is be able to start combining some of the things that I've talked about. And that's what I'm going to do after the break. I'm going to talk about combining the rhythm with the harmony, and then start talking about some of the palo, okay, the rhythms of flamenco. Before I finish, I just remembered one of the most important things, or one of the most common chord progressions in flamenco is what's called the Andalusian cadence, okay, which are the chords typically A minor, G, F, E. Notice I'm doing bar chords in the air here. A minor, G, F, E. Now, if I go A minor to G, 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 F, 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 G, A minor, I am humming Stairway to Heaven. That's an Andalusian cadence, except doesn't go down to E. If I did go down to E, there's two famous songs. A minor, G, F, E. Runaway by Del Shannon, pop song. And also Valerie by the Monkees in the mid-60s. They called it Val, G, G, F, E. And there you go. Back after the break.